Hey guys, and welcome to the Tomney Show podcast, episode 2, where we talk about the Infinity Wars trailer. Just the trailer.
Yep, just the trailer. The movie's not out yet.
Obviously.
And for those who've watched it in the future, no spoilers, please.
Please don't spoil anything in the comments below for us. All right.
Seriously though, when the movie comes out, you better not spoil it in the comments or like somewhere. I don't know, just in newspapers or whatever. In your blog. I'm saying like when the movie comes out.
Yes,
in May.
Yes, in May.
Which is only... Let's not date this movie or this episode. But
yeah. So I guess in this episode we're obviously going to be talking about some of the points that are shown in the movie and in the trailer, of the movie, and then, you know, just kind of our thoughts and our hopes about the movie to come. So first,
I will say,
oh yeah,
I was just gonna say what this movie should be, or kind of has to be, is what everything has been leading up to for the past 10 years. It's like, this is, I mean, I don't know how it is in the comic book universe, but like this is like the big finale basically of the Marvel universe, and we can talk a little bit about what that means and how it relates. But like, they've been blockbuster after blockbuster and hit after hit. So I hope they manage to, I don't know, I don't know too much about what they could do.
Yeah. So let's get into the trailer. What do we see in the trailer?
Starts off with the Iron Man side of things. And
yeah.
It shows him grieving and voiceover.
And there's a voiceover.
We
see
what the Avengers are, basically.
Yeah.
Even though we already know what they are, but it's kind of like, yeah, these are the people that have to battle because no one else really can. This is a big threat.
Yeah. You see a lot of the characters from everyone. You see pretty much everyone kind of make a cameo in this trailer, from, someone as small as I think it's like a smallish character, as small as like the Red Witch or whatever her name is.
I forget too. The Black Witch. Scarlet Witch.
All the way to, Captain America, who the last time we saw him was in hiding. So, and you see his hair's grown out a bit, his facial hair, he's got a beard and all that.
By contract.
Probably. And so you even see Bucky, and you see T'Challa, and you see Black Widow, Bruce Banner, you see Thor, and of course at the end, of course, you see the Guardians of the Galaxy. Of course, you see Thanos. Do you want to talk about Thanos? I don't really know.
I don't know. I actually don't know too much about his back character or his motives. There is still some mystery.
His motives is to get the Infinity Stones.
I know, but why does he want to? Is there some purpose to him conquering, or is he just some villain that wants to conquer?
I mean, he probably just wants to conquer.
I hope there's like a reason.
But why Earth?
Maybe it's to revive his love. I don't know.
We don't know.
But
we're not going to pretend to know.
Yeah, I haven't read the comics. I know that in the comics, his motive is to basically have death, the personification of death, who is a female, fall in love with him, and he's going to cause the most death that she has to love him.
Oh, wow. I had no idea. Jeez.
And where she also loves Deadpool, just as the fact because she can never really have him.
Oh my god.
That's funny. But Deadpool's not going to be in this. That's a whole different
I had no idea. Wow.
That's all I really know about the character, sadly. I kind of don't want to look up too much more just because I do want some mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
let's talk about mystery in this.
The mystery, the lack thereof.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the people making the movie are not the same people that necessarily like make the trailers. The people that are making the movie just kind of give some studio or someone like some footage that they've been working on. You know, just take whatever, really, and then like they put it together the trailer to show everyone, and it gets
get people hyped,
green lighted. But like, I'd say that the people that made this trailer should have done a better job. I mean, well, actually, now that I think about it, this was only a month ago. I thought they put it way too soon, but now I'm thinking about it. It's only, they put it out 5 months before the movie.
Yeah, that's really not bad. That's not bad. There are definitely other ones that are too far in advance. But we did talk about the whole, when I say lack thereof mystery, we did talk about how we hate trailers in general that show too much.
This was one of them, in my opinion.
This was one of them, because we like movies that are pretty ambiguous about things that just don't need to be in the trailer. And hear me out. This movie is to the max saturated with characters, all with complex backgrounds, all with a story, and they're all going to have to play a big part in this.
Luckily, that they don't fall under what I call the Hobbit conundrum, where you have so many characters that none of them have a chance to like be characterized, because we have all these other movies that already do that. So there won't be any flaws in establishing any more characters. That's a good thing. But at the same time, you're about to say
there's not going to be a whole lot of time for them to shine in general in this movie.
Or like have a chance to talk.
When
the big guys are
and it's going to be, because there's going to have to be time of action, right, where they're fighting. So there's not going to be too much time where you can have them talking and chatting stuff out. And it's just like, so here's my thing, is that I was talking about the biggest problem I had with this trailer is that I felt like almost all of Vision's parts were in this trailer. I almost want to bet money that all the big main parts of Vision that is going to be in this first part, part one of this movie, is
this is already
in the this is already part one. But hear me out. So first is that all of Vision's parts are pretty much in this trailer.
Yeah, because
why'd you do that? You showed us him as a human. You showed us him getting the stone taken out of his head.
How do we not interpret that he gets it taken out? He has to have it taken out.
Great, thanks.
So he now becomes useless. So we understand Thanos has his stone. But we immediately get something spoiled in the trailer that is like so vital, honestly.
So vital. Well, and then also it shows it twice that he has a second Infinity Stone. So he's already got 2 of how many?
Which are not the same color. So now he's about to have 3.
Exactly, he's about to have 3 because we know Vision's is yellow or whatever, right?
I forgot to look at. I don't remember which one.
He has the purple, I think, and the blue one maybe, and then he's gonna get the yellow one because he was putting the blue one in the trailer, and I'm pretty sure the other one's purple, I think. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Well, it kind of matters, but anyways, we know that Vision's is yellow. If you are one of the people who have seen all of the movies that lead up to this, you know that Vision's is yellow. You see his thing, he's pinned down on the ground and he's getting it taken out of his head, and we also see a scene of him being human, so we know that it actually goes through with it, and that whoever was stealing the Infinity Stone out of his head, we can only assume is Thanos or maybe somebody helping Thanos. You know what I mean?
Thanos has some underlings. I don't know too much about him, but we kind of saw
Nova
one
kind of is.
Not Nova, but actually, she was in his part of that group, and so was Gamora, the green chick in Guardians of the Galaxy. But they left.
Oh yeah, isn't there like Roman or Rowan?
Yeah, well he's dead.
He is dead. Yeah.
But
I don't know. He's obviously he didn't get there on his own.
But I think there's like some main people that Thanos hangs with. Yeah. So now we know he has the purple one, which was he stole from the people who are guarding it in Guardian of the Galaxy 1, because the stone was put in the hair, so that's already taken. And then the blue one is the one that Loki was holding up, so I guess he doesn't want to die, so he gives it to Thanos, or
yeah, probably.
He's just bad now again.
Right, again.
Like helping Thanos.
Helping him.
There's some fan theories about that, which is kind of fun. But anyways,
and then
back
Vision's
to,
yellows. Anyways.
So they showed right away
Vision's parts
could have been so useful in this fight.
Super
immediately
useful.
just gets his powers taken away. That would have been so incredible to just like, oh wait, what happened? And then while watching the movie, wait, what happened? Oh, what's happening? No, they can't take Vision's stone.
Yeah.
No, they can't. This is so
it's
exciting.
like, oh no,
nope.
I want to, I hope I wonder how that ends out, because that would be terrible if it got stolen. I gotta go see the movie to see if they actually did take it out. Oh, never mind, I don't have to see the movie to figure out that. They already show him as a human. Cool, okay, great, never mind. That part's ruined. Anyways, but also I was gonna mention, it is so about the whole like it being saturated with characters means that a lot of their parts are going to be super freaking short, okay? Like, I'm not saying that all of Peter Parker's parts were in this trailer, but damn near, okay? He's on a school bus.
No, he's probably going to be in the final fight.
I know, but I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying damn near, okay? Up until the fighting parts, because obviously, but hear me out. All I'm saying is that it's part 1, but regardless, are you just going to have a chunk of characters just not show up in the first part of the movie, but they'll show up later in the second part? No, that wouldn't make any sense. That would be weird if they had just all the Thor and all the Guardians of the Galaxy. Hulk doesn't show up until the second part. Friggin' maybe even Black Panther won't show up until the second part, and because this movie is coming out so soon.
Second act.
Yeah, I'm saying part 2.
Wait, part 2.
Infinity Wars this is part 1. There's a part 2 coming out later.
Yeah, so they've been showing.
I know, I'm saying they're showing all the characters, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all of them are going to actually show up in the movie. Anyways, obviously they are, but it would be weird if they didn't, right? Yeah. So obviously they're all going to show up. You've got probably 2.5 hours tops, or maybe 3 if you're really freaking pushing it. But if you're going to be splitting it up into 2 movies, you might as well not have it be a 3-hour long movie. I'm just saying, please don't, okay? We love it. Like, obviously, if you've seen all of the Marvel movies leading up to this, you obviously care about the movie, but please don't make me sit in the movie theater for longer than 2.5 hours to see all of these characters get like 2.5 minutes or like not even 2.5, like a minute and like a minute and a half of screen time outside of the fight scene, because obviously they're all going to be a part of the fight scene. But anyways,
back to showing too much. So they show Vision, all right, and then in my personal opinion, they should not have shown two other things. They shouldn't have shown Captain America whatsoever, and then they shouldn't have shown Guardians of the Galaxy. So let's go to Captain America. So last time we saw him, he went into hiding, right? Well, we just know he comes back and goes right into fighting.
Okay, I mean, apparently. That was it. That was it. That's all he did. He just went into hiding until he needed to be come out again. Which would have been
fine, but like, alright, we're good with it now, so when he's actually revealed in the shadow, it's not quite as impactful.
Great.
We already know.
Like, literally from the thumbnail. I don't even, like, honestly, though. He's in the front of the thumbnail, like, on YouTube. Like, okay, great. Okay, so he comes back. Like, no suspension there. He just gets back into it.
Maybe there's a little talk about what he's been doing, but is it so exciting that the fact that he comes back out of the shadow
is unexpected?
Less exciting? I don't know.
No, it's not unexpected.
So
unsuspected.
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
Then they just show him running into battle without a shield, and it's like, yeah. Then he just goes back and fighting.
Fucking T'Challa, give this. All I know is that this man needs a shield. Yes, thank you. Give this man a shield.
I mean, that would have been fine. Even the shield part would have been fine, but like, get this man a shield would have been fine. But don't actually show him.
Walking out of the shadows. Okay, we knew you were there. Thanks.
So, it might seem kind of weird, but don't show Guardians of the Galaxy. And here's why. First, for some reason they didn't have any talking lines, so it was just weird, like like, what the hell? So, also, it's kind of like, I would have also preferred, like, we, as the audience, already know that they're gonna be in it. Like, in the back of our minds, we know that they're gonna come. We're expecting them to come. But it would have been so much better had it be like, oh, this is the moment when they come. Holy crap! This is important. Oh, this is so cool now. Because it was like, maybe they're in part 2. Maybe they're in this one.
They could be in part 2. But okay, apparently they're going to be in part 1. But that makes it even more complicated because
complicated, but just like less impactful.
Well, it makes it less. Yes, but what I'm saying is it also makes it more complicated because my worry is that there's not enough time for each character. Just in 2017, you added Spider-Man, you added Doctor Strange. You're like at the beginning of 2018, you're now adding Black Panther, but now we are also adding all 5 members of the Guardian. Not even 5. There's more than them because apparently Mantis is there because she needs to be.
Well, yeah, she's now a Guardian, I guess.
That's stupid.
But,
I don't. Anyways, so there's like 6 or there's like almost 10 more characters that are added to this movie.
Yeah. So, so I will say, like, pretending Captain America parts are taken out, so Hulk also wouldn't be on the ground battle. That scene wouldn't be shown with this big army, which I also prefer wouldn't have been shown. So, at the end of Thor Ragnarok, it gets spoiled that Thor, along with Hulk, because they're together, escape whatever big ship. It might have been Thanos, it might have been Guardians of the Galaxy, but now we know that at least they pretty much make it out and either meet Guardians of the Galaxy through escaping, or that ship is Guardians of the Galaxy, which kind of like ruins the suspense. Like, holy crap, there's a big ship. How's Thor and Hulk gonna get out this time?
Yeah, it's like, okay, great, and you know that it's like you know that that's probably how they're going to be tied into the Avengers movie, because you literally showed Thor turn around and go, "Who the hell are you guys?" and then a clip of Guardians of the Great. Okay, now we know exactly how they're going to be introduced into the movie. That would have been kind of nice to figure that out by watching the movie. But thanks, now I know exactly how and where specifically in time it happens is at the end of the Thor movie. Thanks.
Spoils this movie and then spoils other movies.
It really does. A lot of people said that it spoils it just completely ruins the Black Panther movie, or like the plot of the Black Panther movie, so that's also awful. That's like something that we didn't even really get to yet. But
I'm pretty sure from Black Panther trailers the plot is supposed to be he's fighting for becoming king, but then they just show him like kind of king of Rwanda leading his people into battle.
Yeah,
so we already Wakanda. Whatever.
It's okay, yeah.
And bleeding into battle, pretty much saying, "Oh, he's pretty much king, probably."
Yeah,
so
and
why would I watch it now?
Again, in the thumbnail on YouTube, you see like his main girl like behind him, like running into battle with him. So it's like,
yeah, maybe he loses. Maybe these are just his supporters, but at the same time, it's like
okay, thanks, great.
Like,
show that
we know he survived, so I need parts where he might die,
or his life is in danger.
No, he's alive.
No, we know he's alive because he's going to be in the Infinity War. That's great, cool. The part I also wanted to mention about the complication and of the movie and everything is that I remember we were talking about this earlier, which is why we wanted to do this podcast. Is that I said that I almost also want to bet money on the fact that they're going to spend too long on the scene establishing how the Guardians tie into the Avengers and tie into the Infinity War movie. I was like, they're probably going to take too long on the Guardians of the Galaxy part, which is just going to shave down everyone else's parts as well. It's like everything that I just feel like there's going to be parts of this movie that they take too long on.
They take too long on some parts and too short
on others, and that's my problem.
Here's an interesting thought. How well, or how could they even do like their Marvel comedy style, you know what I mean?
Oh my
Because
God.
there's always got to be some
Where's Stan Lee going to be?
Where's Stanley gonna be too?
Where is he gonna come in? It's like there's too much. You see what I'm saying? The word complicated is not like an understated statement. It's not a word that I'm just throwing out of my mouth for the hell of it. I'm saying this movie is gonna be too complicated. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be like, what the hell is going on? Like I can't help but just feel not good about. I'm worried. I'm anxious and I'm worried. I'm really worried.
They already show so much that it's like, I'm kind of like.
Well, if you watched if you watched our last episode, Tom said a really cool thing. He said that one sentence in the last movie that we saw said everything. Said so much more than just the words that were in that sentence. And that's what this trailer feels like. If you've seen all the movies that lead up to this Infinity War, even to this point, because not all of them are even out yet, obviously. Black Panther we still have to see. But if you've seen everything else up until this point, you can actually start piecing the puzzles together. And we're not theorists. We're not sitting here going through all the last 10 years of the Marvel movies. There's probably people on YouTube.
Stuff for so long.
Yeah, and there's probably plenty of people who are actually sitting down and piecing together all the little breadcrumbs together that are probably micro, analyzing the trailer and pretty much predicting the entire movie. I'm sure it's possible. I really am. But I'm so worried. I'm worried that there's gonna try to be too much. Because yes, Marvel movies have their trademark comedy parts, especially the trademark Stan Lee cameo, right? Yeah. How are you gonna fit all of that in this movie?
Well, it is 2 parts, so.
Oh, is he gonna be in only 1 part?
Is he though? But also, here's something interesting that I just thought about. You know what character they didn't show was, or at least one of them, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man?
Is he much more mysterious and worth when he's confirmed to be in it. So when is he gonna come in? Is more. Why did they decide that should be more mysterious and impactful than fucking Captain America?
Because he's definitely going to be.
He's going to be even bigger man.
He's going to be a giant man, and he's going to be in the second part. Period. This is what I'm saying is that
why make him mysterious?
Right. Of all the characters, I just said, it'd be weird if you just took a chunk of characters and didn't show them until the second movie. Well, I guess Ant-Man's going to be the only new addition in the second part. That's fine. I guess.
I don't even know if that's true, but at least it's.
But he's confirmed to be in it, which is dumb. Why you would shove so many characters into the first part? Also, do not. Okay, it's put into 2 parts, but I know I have a feeling by the end of the first part, Thanos is gonna have 3 in his gauntlet.
At least,
honestly,
which is halfway. So.
And it's technically over halfway if he needs 5.
No, he needs 6.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
I'm pretty sure it's 6. So, 5 for each, and then there's 1 in the middle.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so, look. I'm worried about this upcoming movie. I feel like too much was seen in the trailer, too much, especially if you've seen all the movies, this definitely needed to be a trailer that was and we talked about how would we redo this trailer, right? And my top pick of how I would redo this 2.5-minute trailer is that you have the voiceover of each voice of each of the Avengers explaining what is an Avenger and why they are a thing, right? And then all I would do is flash only the faces of the people who talked, because you know that they're going to be in the movie. So Black Widow, Thor, I think we heard Tony Stark's voice.
Yeah.
Maybe show Spider-Man if you want. Maybe show Doctor Strange if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't show, like Tom said, don't show Captain America. Don't show Black Panther, in my opinion. Don't show Guardians of the Galaxy. and just as soon as that, like, or whatever, then maybe have a part where, of course, you see Thanos come in, and you just see him kind of stepping out into the world, and, you know, and looking at everything, and you know, whatever, and then end it like Infinity Wars.
Yeah, like
May 2018.
It would have been fine for some voiceover with Thanos, and then like him stepping out of the portal, and then maybe like in between those scenes, instead of, or where the flashing, like you said, flashing, and then like show the scene with Doctor Strange and Hulk, and like, oh, Tony Stark and Dilemma, and like end it with Thanos coming out, because that was like, oh crap, yeah, that's Thanos.
Yeah, you're like, oh crap. Wait, yeah, that's the.
Meanwhile, we're flooded with questions instead of answers.
Yeah, and like that's what I would have had the trailer be, you know, and it probably would have been way shorter than 2.5 minutes long, to be honest. But
we're already hooked, you know.
We are.
No one. I mean, like,
we already are like hyped about what's gonna happen in this movie. Because it's literally the finale. It's part 1 of the finale of, like, everything.
It's not like if you show too little, we won't get interested.
Yeah.
It's like, it's been around for 10 years, I mean.
We're just going to lose interest on the last movie. you know.
It's like, it's interesting how, like, it's so cool how it's, like, been around for 10 years.
A whole kid was born and, like, probably super into this. By now.
Like, so it's like, so we've been watching like so many movies, and we know we're so invested into these characters, and I'm sure a lot of people are too. I mean, it's pretty much almost everyone's seen a Marvel movie, or at least like understands how big it is. Right. Even if they're more of a DC fan, they understand how big it is and how long everything has been. Yeah. So it's like, why would we suddenly lose interest? Why show so much when it could have been more impactful to show so little?
So little, thank you. It would have been more impactful to show almost nothing. Because flashing the images of the main, you know, some of the big named Avengers, not all of them obviously, but just some of the main Avengers that everyone knows is going to be in this movie. Right? And then the voiceover, which doesn't give anything about this movie away. It's just them explaining what the Avengers are. Great. Yeah. The less the merrier. Like, really. Yeah. Like, I did not need to see everything that I saw. And I wanted to rewatch it before we started talking about it, just to, you know, get all my things straight. But I'm almost mad that I watched it a second time, because now it's solidified some of the parts of the trailer that I know are going to be in the movies. So it's like,
let's talk about the stones real quick, and then I guess we can end it.
You can talk about the stones. I don't know much about them at all.
I'll talk about. So they've been like around technically since the Captain America, the first one, but like because they weren't sure if they wanted to fulfill doing they didn't know if they didn't know how far it was actually going to go, if they actually could branch out that far, because
Loki was the main villain of the first Captain America movie, right?
No, Loki was definitely not.
That was the first Avengers movie, right?
Yeah, the first Avengers one.
Sorry.
The first Captain America. So they weren't sure
that was Red Skull.
And even in Avengers, I can talk about that. So they weren't sure if they were going to be able to make this arc of Infinity War. So instead of the blue stone, I don't know all the names of the stones, but the blue stone, I'll say. So they made it this Tesseract, this cube, just to throw off some people. But that was in the Captain America. That was in the Avengers. And then it turns out, that cube is actually an Infinity Stone. You know, it's in Loki's scepter. So that's where it really started. So we got that one, and we know it's with Loki from the trailer. Thanks for showing us that.
Thanks.
Anyways,
right?
Thanks for showing us.
Thanks for showing that.
Anyway, so then there's the orange one from Vision's head, which comes out of nowhere. Also Loki scepter. Anyways, then the purple one, Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I know you haven't seen this one, so the red one is there's a red one from Thor 2 of the Dark World, which has to do with alternate realities or something. I don't know. It was not a good movie. It was like Thor #1. Meh, it was okay. And then like 2 was like, wait, why? Yeah. Natalie Portman, no!
Oh, she ruins
but then
everything.
Like Thor Ragnarok, holy crap, I love that movie. And then we can talk about the movie sometime.
Well, we will. It's actually a whole episode that we plan to.
So #2, Thor, the red one is established. And then, let's see, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Oh, the green one is from Doctor Strange, the Time Stone.
Okay. Oh.
Did you not know that?
No.
Okay. He even talked about this is an Infinity Stone, Doctor Strange, and now we have so much to teach you.
Oh.
And then the 6th one is the one that we haven't seen yet. Some people think it's either just going to show up in this movie, but maybe Thanos already has it, or it's going to show up in the Black Panther movie. It's going to be the reason of all their technology.
That makes a whole lot of sense, actually. So makes hella sense.
It's either one of those two. And I think because the trailers show the battle, an important battle, I'm guessing that's also going to be... I mean, like, Thor wants Rwanda for something. Must be the stone. I mean, thanks for showing us so much, trailer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're, like, freaking out. You're like... You showed everything. It was great. Thanks. No, but that's interesting. Thank you for going over those again, because I have forgotten. I've definitely forgotten. It's been 10 years. I'm just super sorry. And also, I think I'm dumb when it comes to the green one. I didn't think about it because we literally own Doctor Strange, and I've seen it at least 3 times at this point, and I just still forgot.
I mean... Benedict. I want you to Benedict me.
He's so distracting. He's so good.
Well, alright, yeah.
Obsessed with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Let's end this here. I mean, it was a shorter episode because it was
It's
trailer.
just a trailer. There's not much we can talk about outside of, obviously, the movies that are leading up to this that we do want to talk about. So we'll definitely have an episode about Black Panther because we're definitely going to see that.
I guess we could talk about... what comes after this. I mean, a Black Widow movie has been confirmed.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention something.
A few more movies coming after, and then it's just going to fizzle out, and then maybe they'll do a little bit, maybe some odd years later, reboot and have new actors, new things. It's going to be weird.
It's going to be super weird.
Because I'm going to love these originals so much because they were done so well.
Yeah, they really were.
But, I mean, like, is there going to be more Spider-Man? Because we only got one Spider-Man movie, and it was a really, really good one. So
We'll talk about that. No, really quick, though, I do want to go back to the Black Widow thing super, super hot quick. I was at work and Tom texted me, hey, apparently there's going to be a Black Widow movie. And I texted him back. Yeah. Okay, yeah. But I texted him back. Is it weird that I kind of don't want one after all this time? So, yes. Flash back before this text conversation. Literally the night before that, we were talking about how it was kind of dumb how Black Widow is one of the main Avengers and she doesn't have her own movie.
Which she's deserving of.
Which she's deserving of, and she's this flat character for no reason. She could be so much more.
People could argue that they built her story a little bit, but at the same time, not really.
Not really. It was kind of like
we know she's a
things
spy.
that it was like things that were said across a lot of movies, across mostly Captain America and Avengers movies. Because she's such a big part of Captain America as well. But there were things that were said about her past that kind of establish her character. But if you're going to do all, like, okay, if I'm going to go through all of these movies that have little tidbits about her, I might as well just get a movie about her. Like, if she's supposed to be this big character. We also talked about how in the trailer we see her, like, stabbing somebody or whatever. And it's like, why do they keep making her fight people? Why do we keep seeing her being in the forefront of every situation, running head first, fighting people? She is a spy. She's literally
human level.
She's human. Well, kind of. Her best.
Yeah, she is. What?
I thought she was also technically a super soldier.
No.
Okay, I'm
She's
dumb.
human.
Oh,
like Captain America should barely have a chance. I mean, like he barely stands up to Ultron, and he seemed to fight him, which is kind of funny. Different tangent, but. Captain America should barely have a chance against like Thanos' soldiers, but apparently all this time Black Widow has been able to fight all these aliens and bigger, better.
Her thing is to be a spy. Her thing is to blend in.
Which we've never really seen.
Which we've never freaking seen.
Except for... Oh, what was it? They were doing Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. While Captain America is like infiltrating the boat and taking out some of the bad guys. Black Widow is doing the espionage. Kind of.
Yeah. It's just it's just annoying. Also, Black Widow this whole time has been a redhead. She is now blonde and has no eyebrows. Wow. Cool. and again, right now, as far as I can see, no movie explaining that.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna be explained when into hiding, but she's been in hiding before. I mean, she's never needed.
And she's never needed to change how she actually physically looks. Like, right now, like, permanently. Like, why does she need to have bleached hair? Like, she could just wear a fucking wig. Like, all this time. Anyways, I just want to go on that hot tangent.
Movie, or the Black Widow movie cannot have a villain where, like, so high up there. Like, couldn't be a...
It won't be.
Which is weird. So, like, if that movie is coming out after, like, any movie after... can never be as big as Thanos.
Exactly.
Really. This is the final hoorah.
I also, like, going off of the tangent real quick about her, like, how I just, at this point, I don't even want her to have a movie. I mean, it's good, great, okay, great, they're gonna do it, finally, that's, I mean, the fact that they're doing it, great, but after all this time, no. First of all, and reason being is because for a hot second, I talked about with Tom previously how I was upset that first movies for Marvel are meh. Like Thor Ragnarok being the third one, awesome. The second one, not nearly as good as the first one, but that doesn't mean that the first one's great. It's a first movie.
Wait, did you say second Thor movie was not as good as the first?
Yeah, that's what I just said. The second Thor movie was not good as the first movie.
Oh, okay. Oops, I misunderstood. Sorry.
But the first movie wasn't all that great because it's still a first movie. All of the first movies, in my opinion, aren't amazing.
Well, Thor was good, and
no, it was fine. But
Captain America was just a personal favorite. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe other people didn't like it quite as much. But
we also recently saw Civil
War.
Iron Man's first movie again, and it was a really good movie. I'm not saying that they're bad, but I'm just saying it's a first movie. You have to establish the character. You have to establish why they're being a superhero. You have to establish like something about their past and why you know what I mean. Like, so it's like it's a first movie. You have to shove a lot of information about this character all in like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? So it's going to be okay. But then once you move past that, once you've established the character, he's great. I talked about this with Spider-Man for a hot second, how we all knew that he was going to have to be an Avenger at some point. But he's just like at the end of 2017 finally got his first movie.
I'm so glad that he's in the Avengers now.
Yeah.
Like, if they just never had Spider-Man, that'd be sad.
That would be really sad, because that wouldn't make any sense. Anyways, then like, Doctor Strange didn't come out too long ago either. That's his first and only movie right now. And then I talked about how I'm really upset that, literally people are upset that Black Panther's movie got ruined by the trailer of Infinity Wars, because Black Panther's movie still hasn't even freaking come out. Like, that's how early. Like, I don't want to say that this trailer is too early, but you've got characters that don't even have a movie in it yet. That haven't even been established.
Brand new, but like they
haven't even been established. Black Panther has been established, Black Widow has technically been established. She just doesn't have a movie. But Black Panther hasn't even been established. Kind of. I know he has been, kind of.
But he says like pretty much as Black Widow originally.
That's what I'm saying.
For the first Avengers.
But like, he was at the beginning of Civil War, and then you didn't see him for the rest of the movie.
What do you mean? He was at the very end. He decided not to kill. Or to kill, I can't quite remember the bad guy.
Well, he decided he wanted to get revenge.
And then, like, decided at the last moment it's not worth getting revenge.
Yes, but
But
You
there
see
was
what I'm
nothing
saying?
beforehand, so we didn't care too much about why he wanted revenge.
Thank you. Like, we didn't see him too much beforehand. He wasn't a super uber established character, so you couldn't
sympathize.
You couldn't
I mean, his father
too much
died,
sympathize.
but like,
you just, anyways, he wasn't as established as Black Widow. Like, I know you're trying to make the argument about it, but what I'm getting at is that you have all of these characters that are just now getting their first movie at the end of everything.
well,
At the end of everything, and they're just now getting their first movie. You finally got Spider-Man right after 3 versions of him. And Tom Holland is probably the best one that is most accurately written, not just the way that the actor looks, but also the way that Spider-Man is written, meant to be. You finally got him right. Just before the end. He was supposed to be an Avenger this whole time. And you couldn't get him right.
like, such an impressive character, too. Like, in Civil War, like, he stopped Bucky's arm. We know how strong Spider-Man is. I mean, just from the comics, we know he's pretty strong. But, like, crushes lead like paper. Like, we needed you against Ultron. So or the aliens, or some other time.
For so long. I'm upset. That he's just now coming into... Look. You finally got you finally got Spider-Man right. I don't care if Infinity Wars Part 2 ends and everything. You better freaking finish off Spider-Man.
I think he's gonna get another movie.
He has to at least get one more. Come on. You gave Andrew Garfield 2. And that wasn't even done right either. I'm sorry. It wasn't. It was great, but it was good.
That was not great. Don't even say good.
Look, he was too hot and too handsome to be Spider-Man. He was too cool, okay? And too funny.
He was just poorly written.
He was poorly written because it was trying to be too funny. It was like you focused on the funny, young, youthful, bouncy, energetic part of Spider-Man, but you forgot they weren't. But you forgot to mention how Spider-Man has the most tragic story of all of them. And no, that's not true. Black Widow was tortured and blah, blah. Shut up, okay? If you were a freaking 16, 15-year-old and your parents died, your fucking uncle dies, you've got one, like, kind of mediocrely well-off aunt who's just struggling to get by and help you, and meanwhile you've got superpowers that you can't explain to anybody because you're trying to protect them, and your freaking villains are actually trying to kill you and everyone you love, and without any remorse at the fact that you were young. Yeah, you try to live your life like a normal person.
Well, alright.
Anyways,
let's wrap it up. Let's finish this.
Wrap it up.
Spend a long time talking about one trailer, but really also
there's
it's
just
about
so much
all
going
of Marvel.
into it, though. Yeah.
It's about 10 years worth of Marvel.
Yeah, really. I mean, we couldn't talk about the finale, like, just because it's a trailer. And this, just like the movie, this is part 1. So, like, we're going to talk about we're going to have to talk about it when part 1, when the actual movie comes out, we're going to have to talk about it. And then when part 2 comes out, we're going to have to talk about it. So, this is really Podcast Infinity Wars part 1. Like, this is just part 1 of Infinity Wars. You'll see probably 2 more videos of this.
Part 1 review. And then, like, we'll probably talk, it'll probably be
it's like
2 hours. I don't know. We'll talk about how it relates to all the other movies, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
have
see.
To see.
Well, definitely stay tuned for more.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Or listening, I mean, this is a podcast. There's not much to watch.
Yeah. But thanks so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.